Football. So much more than a sport. Football is truly a worldwide phenomenon, a religion, a national pastime, a way of life, and for an increasing number of exceptionally gifted players, a way forward to unheralded fame and fortune. Steeped in tradition and with over 250 million people from more than 200 countries regularly playing, football can truly lay claim to its title of world game. Football is the most televised sport on the planet, and for the major sponsors outlaying billions of dollars each year, a way to reach those whose lives are inexorably connected to the round ball. Although the actual origins of football remain to this day a fiercely debated topic, evidence suggests that primitive ball games were played in Europe as early as the 9th century. Various regional versions were played following the Roman occupation, with earliest accounts from France dating back to 1147, and descriptions of ball games being played in England chronicled by William Fitzstephen in the late 12th century. He describes the activities of London youths during the annual festival of Shrove Tuesday. Varying codes of football were played at public schools and universities throughout England, when in the mid-19th century, efforts were made to standardise football across the country. The Cambridge rules were first drawn up at Trinity College, Cambridge in 1848. At a meeting attended by representatives from Eton, Harrow, Rugby, Winchester and Shrewsbury schools. Ongoing efforts to unify the code saw the formation of the Football Association, the FA. At the final meeting, the first FA treasurer, Blackheath's representative, withdrew his club from the FA over the removal of 2 draft rules, which allowed for running with the ball in hand and tripping, holding or hacking at the opponent's shins to prevent such a run. Other English rugby clubs followed and did not join the FA. All left and instead formed the Rugby Football Union in 1871. The 11 remaining clubs, under the charge of Ebenezer Cobb Morley, went on to ratify the original 13 laws of the game, on which the modern rules of football are based. The Sheffield FA, an early breakaway club, played by their own rules until the 1870s, with the FA absorbing some of its rules until there was little difference between the games. The current laws of the game are determined by the International Football Association Board, formed in 1866 after a meeting of the Football Association, the Scottish Football Association, the Football Association of Wales and the Irish Football Association. The inception of the Cambridge rules, which sought to clearly outline the laws differentiating between rugby union football and football itself, by eliminating running with the ball and tripping or hacking, was a defining moment in football's development. This restructuring and reformatting of the game led to the creation of the first of many professional football teams of the era. And now that the game was officially defined, crowd numbers at football stadiums of the day swelled to capacity. With football very much on the rise, Football Association Secretary Charles Alcock issued challenges in both the Glasgow and Edinburgh newspapers, resulting in a series of internationals between teams representing England and Scotland. The first of which took place on March 5, 1870 at the Oval, London. During these 5 matches, the last of which was played on February 24, 1872, it became apparent that all players selected for the Scottish side were from the London area, with one exception, R. Smith of Queen's Park Football Club, Glasgow. This caused much resentment in Scotland, as their team did not contain more homegrown players, with Alcock himself reiterating in the Scotsman newspaper that whatever the Scotch 11 may have been composed of, the competition was open to all Scotsmen, north or south of the Tweed, and the responsibility lay on the players of the north, not the management, who sought the services of all alike impartially. Apart from being instrumental in the formation of the Football Association and FA Secretary at the time, Charles Alcock was also captain of the English 11, who played by association rules, which may have been a reason for the lack of response to his original challenge, as different codes of football were played in Scotland at the time. Alcock then proceeded to offer another challenge with a Scottish team drawn from Scotland and proposed the north of England as a venue. In 1872, Queen's Park, Scotland's leading club, took up the challenge, and the match was arranged for St Andrew's Day at the West of Scotland Cricket Club ground in Patrick. All 11 Scottish players this time were selected from Queen's Park, and the first official international football match took place on November 30 in front of 4,000 spectators who paid a shilling each. The match finished in a 0-0 draw. To be established in connection with the association, for which all clubs belonging should be invited to compete, met with favour and was finally approved 3 months later.